Hi, Nick Astor here with Triple Pundit at the World Future Energy Summit in Abu Dhabi. I'm here with Scott Berger. He's with Greentech Media. And I understand you guys have just come out with a report on the state of the solar market in North Africa and the Middle East. Here we are in Abu Dhabi, Gulf country, crawling with natural gas. Why are folks investing in solar here?
So it's actually a really interesting dynamic. You're absolutely right. The UAE has, I think, the world's 5th largest natural gas reserves. And in 2008, they became a net importer of gas. And there are a number of driving factors behind that. They have really high, rapidly growing electricity demand driven by kind of urbanization, industrialization of the country, an expanding economy. And their natural gas resources are tricky to extract. They're either associated, which means they can only extract them if they extract more oil, and they're bound by OPEC, so they can't do that. Or they're sour, which means they contain a lot of sulfur, and they're relatively expensive to process. And given pricing regimes that are structured by the government of Abu Dhabi, they're required to, or not required, but they sell gas at below what they could produce that, or they could extract that gas for. Mm-hmm. So really extracting more gas and selling it on the domestic market would be just a direct subsidy. So, and is relatively expensive for the government. And so you've kind of got some incentives that, you know, the government is facing actually shortage of natural gas despite their abundant supplies. You've actually seen blackouts in part of the UAE and Sharjah, and it's a really funny dynamic when you think of it, really.
There's some irony in there.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they need increased capacity for electrical generation.
Right.
Let's say they, given what's currently being invested in solar, realistically, what percentage of demand can solar meet in, you know, by 2020, for example?
So their goal, they actually have a specific 2020 goal. It's 7%, but not 7% solar, 7% renewables. Mm-hmm. The government, through its development arm, or clean energy development arm, Masdar, has tended to favor solar power, although Masdar is investing in a wind power plant.
It's windy enough up here. We might just throw a turbine up now.
It's they're investing in a wind power plant on Sirbaniyaz Island, and the state-owned energy development company Taka is investing in a waste-to-energy plant. But so their goal is 7% by 2020, which comes out to about 1.6 gigawatts, is what we're expecting to see by 2020.
Now, the U.S., we're also relatively rich in natural gas, especially these days. What can we learn from what's going on in Abu Dhabi? Should we be following this example?
So I think there's actually surprisingly a lot we can learn, or maybe not surprisingly, there's a lot we can learn from this country. I think one is that the major thing is that they have an integrated energy strategy. They have a set goal for where they want to be in terms of renewables by 2020. They have a set goal of where they want to be in terms of nuclear power generation by 2020. And the U.S. doesn't have any sort of integrated energy strategy that can provide a long-term investing atmosphere that the energy industry needs, because these are all big capital-intensive investments that take a long time to pay back, and it's often a very uncertain investment climate, which in the U.S., which they don't have here. It's very certain. They know exactly how they're going to invest and what the timeline looks like there.
Mm-hmm. Scott, thanks a lot for your time.
No problem. Thanks.